Welcome back, grinders. We're almost at the end of the road. Just a couple more episodes to have a complete, full finished game. So in this episode, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a vault which has some Solana tokens. It's filled with Solana tokens, and when the player finishes the game, they'll have, of course, the result, and they'll have an option to press the claim button. Once they claim it, the vault wallet is gonna send them some tokens into their wallet, and the game will be finished. One very important thing is that whatever I'm doing here in this episode with the vaulting is very unsafe. Don't use it in mainnet, and I'll tell you maybe an idea. I'll give you an idea on how you can make it work on mainnet. I haven't done it myself yet, but maybe we can do some other tutorial later on to see how we can make this whole vault system more secure. For now, we're just gonna go a very degen way of exposing the private key. So good for DevNet, for mainnet, not so much. So let's get right into it. I have created a new wallet. Here is called UTHM wallet, which is gonna be our vault. And it has the private key, string of private key in it. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna send some SOL to it because it's our vault. It needs to have some SOL inside it. So let's say it's gonna have 0.2 SOL. Good, the wallet is in. So what we're gonna do right now is in the assets, let's drag in this new wallet and expose it right here. See, this wallet is added right inside here. And in the GUI now, we want to access it. So we're gonna say export var. We need to get a path. The path of this wallet relative to the project. So we're gonna say export var vault wallet path. This is going to be a string, and it's going to be this path right here. We're going to copy the path and paste it inside here. See, assets and everything, this should be all right. So we have on replay button pressed. We need now the claim button. So let's go to the UI, to the menu. Not the menu, I'm sorry, but we can, I think, skip menu now. We can close it. So we can here in the loose screen, in the windscreen. In the loose screen, let's copy the replay button, place it on the windscreen, and let's also disconnect this. Disconnect on replay button so it wouldn't trigger this function as well. And with this button, we're gonna do it a little bit different. So let's, of course, rename it. It's gonna be claim button. Claim button, and it's gonna be claim reward, right? And with this button, we're gonna do it a bit differently. We're gonna manually assign it to the script, manually connect the signal, because we also want to manipulate the button's visibility. That means once you press claim, we need to disable the button, and so that you wouldn't be able to like press 10 times and claim 10 times the reward. All right, so let's do it. In the GUI, let's add on ready button, on ready var claim button, which is gonna be a button, and it is this thing right here, windscreen claim button. And with the claim button, we can do claim button pressed connect. So it's basically the same thing as here in the node pressed. We're just doing it manually. See, so we're connecting manually. On press connect on claim button pressed. So we're gonna need to create this function right now. So function on claim button pressed is going to return void. So here we need to create a transaction, the transaction code for the transaction. So a couple things we need. We need three things to be able to complete the transaction. One, we need the receiver address. We have it, right? Because in the game manager, if you remember here, we have it. This thing right here, service Solana service, wallet get pub key to string. Well, for now, we just need it to pub key, so we can actually do it right now. Let's remove it. We need the receiver. So, actually, final price. I think we should. Yeah, okay. Let's first do the receiver. So, let's do var receiver. receiver, which is going to be a pub key, and it's going to be this Solana service wallet get pub key. Oh, but it's probably, yeah, okay, that's fine. But it's probably going to ask for string. So let's do string and toString, because it's a custom kind of function. So receiver is this. Another thing we need is the amount that we need to send. The amount that the player has won. So we want to access the final prize, but you see the final prize gets instantiated just here. So we need to put it outside. We need to put it outside here. Final prize, which is a float. And here we just don't do var. This is just gonna use this one and assign the final prize to here so that we can use it right here. So var amount to send. No, it was gonna be like prize amount, which is float, and it's going to be final price. But right now the final price is going to be what, like $80, right? If we do all the math correctly, right? So $80. Now we need to turn it to like some reasonable amount. So maybe if it's $80, we need to maybe divide it by 1,000. And what's it going to be? So if I go to $80 divided by 1,000, it's going to be 0.08. We have that amount in our treasury, so let's call it. This is going to be good. So price amount is this, and also we want the signer. The signer is very important. Like who is the signer to process the transaction. The money is gonna go from this signer's wallet. He signs that, good, the transaction goes through, I sign it. That's why we need to have this private key exposed here, so that nobody would need to sign. We would need to communicate with the server, and we could pass the transaction. So it's gonna be signer, and it's gonna be key pair, and it's going to be key pair new from file, yes, and this is the file name. This is this wallet path right here. So we have the signer, and one thing we need to do right now is this transaction ID. So this is going to return the transaction ID, and we will know if this passed or not. It's going to be a string. Transaction ID is going to be a string, and we can do await. So the transaction is going to wait for this to finish, and then okay, so actually once you press claim, one thing we need to do is actually get the claim button and set disabled to true, so that you wouldn't be able to do anything. And if it fails, then we turn disable to false. So we can do await Solana service, and Solana service transfer, I think, transfer sold to address. We can also do transfer SPL. You can send any token to address, but it's gonna require a bit one more field. But you can figure it out on your own, I'm sure. So transfer sold to address, and we need to provide a receiver. We need to provide price amount, and we also need to provide the signer. So we can actually get into the Solana service here, and we'll see what this does. So where is it? Transfer sold to address. See, the receiver, amount, and sender. So if the sender is not added, if it's null, then the sender is going to be your own wallet. So out of your own wallet, you will send to some address. But if you provide the custom key pair, then from this wallet, it's gonna go out to whatever receiver is put in here. And here you can see LAN ports and everything, transfer instructions are created. So if you want to dig in, you can actually go here and try to dig in more here. See, so it's transaction ID, it awaits transaction processor signed transaction, and then it returns the transaction ID. So we actually have it right here, transaction ID, and we can say if transaction ID is empty, if nothing happened, then we do claim button disabled to false. So we can try again, and else if everything was all right, then we can do a claim button. Maybe the text is claimed, just claim. That's it. So we can know that it actually worked. So it's still going to be disabled, and it's going to say that you claimed your award. And actually, let's try to do it. One more thing, let's maybe remove the printing of NFT metadata, so we can try and see if everything looks well in the console right here, as we get a transaction ID. And let's try to actually go through with the game. Let's see if we manage to get it working. connect wallet. I'm getting all these tokens. All right, so it's gonna be like around 40. And here we go, final price, 76.16. Let's try to press claim reward and let's see what happened. Okay, so this didn't work because I can still claim it now. Or did it? Oh no, it was just some sort of a thing. So this is pressed, I cannot press it anymore, and let's see if it works. It's taken a bit of time, I'm not sure if it's working. I don't know if it's working. Let's try to do a bit of bug fixing. Let's see why this didn't work. So we pressed claim reward, but it didn't work. Let's try and inspect. So we have it, but it was disabled. And transaction ID, it seems like, okay, so we can try to do it test. If it actually, or maybe actually let's do instead of test, let's see if the signer was correct. So we can do print signer get public string, I think. Get public value. Let's see. And we're gonna over here, and we press claim reward. Okay, there's no on keeper. So let's try and see. In keeper, right here is gonna be get private string. Oh no, get public string. My bad, it's incorrect. Get public string instead. Get public string. Let's try it once more and see if we actually get the right address show up. And holder bonus applied, claim reward, okay, so this was correctly received. This is everything's all right here. And now we just need to find out why the transfer of soul didn't work. Let's try to do a bit more digging. Okay, so let's try once more. Maybe it was just like some problem with RPC or something. I don't know, because everything, I tried to check the code, everything seemed to be just fine. So let's try and see. Final price 76, claim reward. See, test, signed, and transaction ID, claimed. Everything was okay. So probably it was just maybe some problem with RPC, maybe DevNet or something like that. You know how it happens sometimes with the blockchains. But see, here, from UTHM to Dev to G, from the Vault wallet to our own wallet, we send 0.07. So now our wallet should be funded. Back at it, see? I got myself some token. Well, it doesn't show, but anyway, you see like it increased, right? Because I sent 0.2, blah, blah, blah. And here you have it. So this is a quite a hacky way, but it should do like, just to learn to see how the transactions work and everything is just fine. The game is just fine, guys. When you're gonna have real users and when they're gonna start complaining about getting rugged, this is where you need to make sure everything is working just fine. See you in the last episode where we're just gonna launch it on web, be able to log in with the wallet adapter and just call it a day. We're not gonna launch it on GitHub pages because there's gonna be additional things. You can go to our Discord and see for some guides for like maybe launching because there's some finicky things about it. But we can already try and see if it works in the web, adjust some settings and do things like that. So see you in the last one.